Yo, what's up, Muggles? It's Coach Patty, the grammar coach, and today we're talking capitalization as I rep Team Gryffindor. Let's go! Okay, so the easy way to remember capitalization would probably be to use the acronym M.I.N.T.S. That's M-I-N-T-S. So M.I.N.T.S means five things. You capitalize the months, days, and holidays for the M. For the I, it means you capitalize the pronoun I. For the N, you capitalize the names of people, places, things, etc. The T is going to be you capitalize the titles of books, movies, poetry, just the titles of things. And then the S is going to be you capitalize the starts of sentences. So that's M.I.N.T.S. But of course, it's my job to break it down for you. So listen up. Here's the long version.
Study hard and you will be rewarded. Fail to do so and the consequences may be severe.
Okay, so the first big capitalization rule we have is that you always capitalize names and proper nouns. And what a proper noun is it's not common, it's not basic, it's not, dog, cat, store. It's going to name something specifically. And there's a lot of proper nouns that we're going to list off that you need to make sure that you're capitalizing. All right, so for the names of proper nouns that we always capitalize, you have cities, countries, companies, religions, political parties. You also are going to capitalize periods and events like the Roaring Twenties or the Middle Ages or World War II. But you don't need to capitalize centuries like 17th century, 20th century. You're always going to capitalize nouns that relate to religions, nationalities, languages, organizations. We got to respect people for what they believe, You're going to capitalize days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? You're going to capitalize your month. So your August, your November, your December. Those are not in order, by the way. You're going to capitalize your holidays, but you don't have to capitalize season. So while you wouldn't capitalize summer or spring or even the word spring break, you're always going to capitalize like a New Year's Day or a Christmas Eve or a St. Patrick's Day. Yes, but the name of seasons are not proper nouns. You'll also capitalize, they're not really necessary pronouns. They're kind of like nicknames. Like when a word replaces the name of someone. So for example, if I'm saying, my mom goes to the store, I don't capitalize that. That's not proper. But how I address my mother is I call her mom. That is her name. So because that is her name, when I capitalize that, or when I write that in a sentence, I should capitalize it. For example, if I were talking to my dad, I'd say, I asked mom to go to the store. You notice how I didn't say my mom there. I addressed her as if her name was mom. Instead of saying, I asked Linda to go to the store because she would smack me for calling her Linda. I said, I asked mom. It acts like her name. So you capitalize those nicknames as well and those monikers for people if you mean it to be like, this is who they are. And in case you wanted me to get more specific than just names, you also capitalize brand names, organizations, companies, government entities, more historic events and eras, any kind of thing that has significance and it points to, that becomes a proper noun and it should be capitalized because you got to put some respect on that name. You'll even capitalize places that you have been or haven't been. That includes landmarks, it includes man-made structures like the Statue of Liberty, the Grand Canyon. You'll capitalize streets, roads. My hands look huge. Whoa. You'll also capitalize races, nationalities, tribes. That kind of goes with religion of like respecting that culture, the names of buildings, the names of schools, the names of institutions. All of that stuff needs to be capitalized. Furthermore, out of that, once you have something that has been capitalized, we've said this is a proper noun, you are also going to capitalize the adjectives that derive from that word. So for example, Germany is a country. We capitalize it. We're also going to capitalize German, like for German Shepherd. Same thing goes for languages. So the country of Spain, when we talk about the language Spanish, we capitalize Spanish now. We also take, let's say, Sigmund Freud. If you have a Freudian slip, you capitalize the F there because it represents that proper noun. So anytime an adjective is derived from a proper noun, especially a country, especially a religion, especially a person, you're going to make sure those get capitalized too. All right, so we've addressed, names of people, places, things, months, days, holidays, but we got to talk about what you really need to capitalize, or else you're going to give your teacher a headache. You have to capitalize the letter I, and that includes I. Well, not the letter I, like, the word I. That includes as a contraction with like I am together for I'm. You need to capitalize the I. It includes by itself. You are important. Capitalize yourself when you're representing I. Capitalize I. I don't know how I can be much clearer than that. Next in M.I.N.T.S, we have, because we really covered the M, the I, and the N already, so next we have the T, which is that you capitalize words in a title. That's going to be the first word of the title, always, no matter how small or boring you think it is. If it's in the title, we're going to capitalize that. You're going to capitalize all nouns, verbs, adverbs, and adjectives in the title, even the short one. So those kind of main words that really give it some oomph, some meaning, it tells you what it is, those need to be capitalized. Now, however, you're going to lowercase articles, that's A, N, and the. Those are the only three, A, N, and the. Those need to be lowercase unless they're the first word of the title. You're also, and this is a tricky one, because if it's longer, you would actually capitalize it. But typically, you are going to lowercase conjunctions and prepositions. The fanboys, the coordinating conjunctions, those are pretty much always lowercase. So your for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, unless they're the first word of that title, leave those lowercase. Prepositions, now if it's a preposition like to, for, leave it low. If it's an important word, like maybe before, after, the kind of rule is if it's more than 4 or 5, capitalize it. Bring it up. Last but not least, you always, always, always capitalize the first word of a sentence. Even if it's, something we don't normally capitalize, like Apple iPhone. It's a little I, capital P, hone. But when it's the first word of the sentence, we should still capitalize that little I, make it big, capital I, capital P, home. Right? That's phone, by the way, in case you were thrown off by that. But yeah, always, 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 always capitalize the first word of a sentence. Now, it's equally important to know when not to capitalize. So I just told you when you should, but in case there's some gray area, here is when you don't. If it's an animal, lion, tiger, bear, don't capitalize. As I said earlier, though, if it is something with the proper word in it, you capitalize that proper word. So we're still going to capitalize Bengal tiger, but, capitalize the B in Bengal, but not the T in tiger. We're still going to capitalize German shepherd, capitalize the G, leave that shepherd lowercase. Also don't have to capitalize the elements, hydrogen, gold, silver. I am not a science teacher. However, you don't have to capitalize the elements. You also don't have to capitalize the names of food unless it's a brand or it is from a specific place. So rice, beans, bananas, you don't have to capitalize. But if I said Torchy's Tacos, what's up, Torchy's? Then like to say that the name is Torchy's, you would need to have that capitalized. And if you were talking about the whole brand, like that's the name of the place, you capitalize the whole thing. Go eat Torchy's. I'm not being sponsored. You don't need to capitalize moon and sun, but you do need to capitalize other planets like, Jupiter and, Pluto got kicked out, Venus, those. You don't have to capitalize medical conditions, except many medical conditions are actually based off of a proper noun. So in those situations, you would capitalize the name of wherever they got it. But other things like, we don't capitalize coronavirus, which we all know about very well right now, right? You don't have to capitalize the name of minerals, the names of vitamins. You don't have to really capitalize the names of flowers or veggies or fruits. We all can say banana just plain and fine. If you're giving it the country of origin, though, once again, capitalize that. And you don't have to capitalize the names of seasons, once again, in case you missed it. So spring, summer, winter, fall, or autumn, whatever you call it, you don't need that to be capitalized. Also, as a punctuation rule, you don't have to capitalize if it's coming after a colon, that's double dots, or a semicolon, that's when you have the the period and the comma working as a super tag team on steroids. So after a colon or a semicolon, you do not have to capitalize the first word after that. So if you're hitting somebody with the semicolon, however, comma, that however should not be capitalized, okay? Because it's not the start of a new sentence. And then with quotes, if you're using a full sentence as your quote, then you would capitalize that normally how the sentence is done, because you're using the full sentence, so you would capitalize the start of the sentence. If you are only quoting like a phrase or not a complete thought, not a complete sentence, you don't have to capitalize the quoted material. Cool. All right, well, that's it for capitalization rules. Hope you thought those were pretty chill. Remember, you're capitalizing mints. M as in the months, the days, the holidays. I as in I. Capitalize I. Capitalize I'm. Okay? Capitalize I'll. Don't forget that one. You're going to capitalize the N, names of people, places, organizations, brands, all kinds of names. We capitalize those. Then we have the T, that's going to be the titles. Remember, we're going to capitalize all nouns, verbs, and the first word of the title. And we're also going to capitalize the S, the starts of sentences. That's M.I.N.T.S, that's capitalization. Hopefully, you like and subscribe, because I've been at this for a while now, and I need some friends, right? Like and subscribe. Catch you next time. The Grammar Coach, Coach Patty, out.